Hello, Jonathan. My name is Richard Parrott. I'm
Hey,
the business manager.
Nice to meet you.
May I join you?
Please.
All right. So I have three responsibilities here at the dealership. First, to complete and review your paperwork. Second, to assist you in your funding needs. And finally, to get you on your way as quickly as possible. May I begin?
Yes.
Great. For titling purposes, is this how you want your name to appear on the title? Jonathan Johnson, Johnsson.
Yes.
Great. Is this the correct address? 153 Main Avenue,
Correct.
any town, any state?
Yep, that's right.
Great. So I see you're purchasing a 2022 Kia Sorento EX in black with 12 miles. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay, great. So how long do you plan on keeping the car?
I'd say 5 years.
Okay, and how many miles per year will you be driving?
15,000.
Okay, where do you have the maintenance done on your vehicle?
Jiffy Lube.
Jiffy Lube. Okay. How often do you have the maintenance done there?
5,000 miles. or so.
5,000. Okay, great. So if it were cost effective, would you consider having your maintenance done here by one of our technicians?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so maintenance is important to you.
Yes.
Great.
Yes.
Great. So I see you're trading in a 2018 Toyota Camry, and you have a payoff of $9,597. Now, did you? Is that correct?
That's correct. Yeah.
Okay. Did you verify this, or did your salesperson?
My salesperson.
Okay, got it. And do you have any service or maintenance contracts on your trade that need to be canceled?
No. I don't.
Okay, no problem. So is this the correct insurance information? JMFE Insurance Co.
Yes.
Great. And have you contacted your agent? Do you have full coverage?
I do.
Okay, great. What is your deductible?
It's $500.
Okay, great. So these are the figures that you've agreed to,
Yep.
and here's your down payment of $3,000,
All right.
leaving you the unpaid balance shown here.
Okay.
So some of the questions I have to ask you next are about your credit. Would you feel more comfortable here or in the business office?
Here.
Okay, great. So let's review your credit application. Did you fill this out or did your salesperson?
I did.
Okay, great. And can you confirm that you are a maintenance tech at Pinnacle Corporation and make $52,500 per year?
That's correct.
That's great. Is that before or after taxes?
That's before taxes.
Okay. Do you have any additional income?
I do not.
Okay, great. So before we review your credit, would you say that you have good credit, bad credit, or somewhere in between?
I'd say somewhere in between.
And what makes you say that?
You know, I had some tough times happen, and unfortunately, I had to miss a few payments.
Okay, great. So in reviewing your credit, I did notice a couple things that the finance company may ask me about.
Okay.
Can you tell me what happened with World TV and Electric? I see a delinquent 90 days here.
You know, like I said, it was a really tough time, and at that time, I couldn't make that payment. So that's really what happened.
Okay, and are these accounts current?
They are.
Okay, great. And do you have documentation if necessary?
Yes.
Okay, that's great. Okay, so I have enough information to get your paperwork started.
Yep.
I'll be back in 10 to 15 minutes, and we'll get you on your way as quickly as possible.
All right, sounds
Okay?
good.
Thanks. Hey, Jonathan. Great
Hey.
news. Great news.
Cool.
I noticed you've been quoted a payment of $488.57 per month, and I want you to know that you can take delivery of the car at that payment with approved credit. Now, based on the information you shared with me earlier,
Yeah.
there are many options available. May I begin?
Please.
Great. So these are the figures you've agreed to.
All right.
Okay. Here's your APR.
Yes.
Great. So by choosing the preferred option, you'll receive the vehicle protection plan for 5 years or 75,000 miles. Now, you told me you plan on keeping the car for 5 years and driving 15,000 miles per year.
Mm-hmm.
This is our platinum mechanical breakdown coverage, and it will pay for parts and labor due to the failure of a covered component and has a $0 deductible. Car care maintenance plan.
Okay.
Okay, you told me that maintenance was important to you, right?
Yeah, it is.
Okay, great. For 3 years or 35,000 miles, the Plus plan will provide maintenance every 5,000 miles. Maintenance includes lube, oil and filter, 15-point vehicle inspection, and tire rotations. Next is the GAP. Now, GAP may waive the balance on your loan if your vehicle suffers a total loss and your insurance company doesn't pay the full amount owed on your finance contract.
All right.
But you also told me that your deductible was $500. This may waive it up to $1,000.
Oh, cool.
Next is the road hazard tire plan. This 5-year unlimited mileage premium plan pays to repair or replace your tires or wheels if damaged by a covered road hazard and has unlimited claims. Ding Shield will keep your car in like new condition by removing dings and dents up to the size of a credit card without using painting, sanding, or bonding. Okay, great. These are your payment options.
All right.
Okay. Do you have any questions about the preferred option before I move to the value?
No.
Great. So by choosing the value option, you'll receive the same coverage as the preferred option. However, you will forfeit Ding Shield.
All right.
which means your car will not have any extra exterior protection. Okay, so you'll be responsible for any repairs.
Got it.
These are your payment options.
Sure.
By choosing the basic option, you'll receive the same coverage as the value. However, you will forfeit the road hazard tire and wheel, which means if your tire or wheels are damaged as a direct result of a road hazard, you'll be responsible for the repair or replacement. Okay? These are your payment options. By choosing the economy, you'll receive the same coverage as the basic. However, you will forfeit the gap, which means if your vehicle is deemed a total loss and your insurance doesn't pay the full balance of your finance contract, you'll be responsible for the difference. Okay? These are your payment options. Okay. Do you have any questions about these options before I ask you to choose one?
I'm gonna say I'm gonna stick with the original payment.
So out of all these options, you can't find one that best suits you?
Nah, I'm gonna have to stick with the original payment.
Okay, I understand. Like I said earlier, you can take delivery of the car today at the original payment of $488. I do have one question though. Most people I talk with tend to show an interest in one or two of the items listed here. Let me ask you, is it the packaging or the cost that concerns you?
I would say the packaging.
Packaging, that makes sense. After all, if these options aren't packaged the way you want, you're not going to be interested in purchasing them. So let me ask you, if you could design a package, which items would you choose?
I would say the service agreement and gap.
Service agreement and gap. That makes a lot of sense. Because you told me that you're going to own the car for 5 to 6 years and drive about 15,000 miles per year, right? If you give me just a minute. Oh, I'm sorry. You're also going to be financing the car up to 60 months,
Yes.
right? And putting 10% down.
That's
okay,
correct.
So now
Yeah.
that makes sense. So if you give me just a minute,
Yeah.
I'll work up a payment including just these two options, and you can pick the term that best works for you.
All right. Sounds
Okay.
good.
Great.
Sounds good.
Okay. So out of all these options, Jonathan, which option has the most benefit for you?
I'm gonna have to go with none. I'm gonna have to stick with the original payment.
Okay, yeah, no worries. Like I said earlier, you can take delivery of the car at that original payment today. Okay, but I do have one question.
Please.
Most people I talk with tend to show an interest in at least one or two of the items shown here.
All right.
Is it the packaging or the cost that you're concerned with?
Definitely the cost.
The cost, that's understandable. Cost is a concern for a lot of people today. So if cost weren't an issue, which one of these options would benefit you the most?
Let's do the service agreement, I'd say.
Service agreement, that makes a lot of sense. You did say you were going to keep the car for 5 to 6 years, drive 15,000 miles per year.
Yeah.
Now, Jonathan, when you say it's the cost, is it the matter of budgeting an additional $25 payment to your $488 payment?
Yeah, I just can't afford it.
Yeah, I understand. Listen, if you can't see it's hard to justify the cost if it doesn't fit your budget, right? So if you don't mind, could I ask you a few more questions to see if this might be cost effective for you?
That's okay, yes.
Okay, great. So I realize that you budgeted for a payment of $488 per month. Okay. And adding the service contract would take it to $513 per month, right?
Yes. Yep.
Okay. So let's just say that you suffered a breakdown after your vehicle's manufacturer warranty expired, okay, and had a sudden repair. $1,000 bill out of pocket, okay? Which payment for you would be easier? A $488 payment plus a $1,000 repair bill, or a $513 payment with a $0 deductible?
Definitely the 513.
I couldn't agree more. So would you like to stay with the 5-year 60,000 mile coverage or upgrade to the 6-year 100,000 mile coverage?
Let's upgrade.
Great. So if you would just circle the payment option and provide me your full signature. Thank you.
Thank you.